community who's the host of this event. Itu the first. The second, we will know that ASEAN countries campus collaboration adalah satu kawasan kita dulu. Every countries is like as a very long or far from between another country. But now ASEAN is satu rumah sahaja yang berbeza bilik. Oleh kerana itu kita kalau boleh bagi lecture supaya jangan hanya student kita sahaja yang mendengarkan, sebaiknya kita connecting people lah, karena sekarang sudah ada kemudahan dalam IT. Karena itu Mandala International Higher Education atau Mandala International Education and Leadpreneurship Institute bersama ASEAN Lecture Community mengcreate satu international lecture yang berketerusan supaya student Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Brunei dan lain-lain 10 negara ASEAN supaya berbagi atau berkongsi ilmu pengetahuan. Jadi ini PHL yang saya push supaya menjadi satu culture of campus in ASEAN, atau paling tidak dari IPTS-nya lah. Kalau IPTN mungkin atau IPTA dia sudah buat awal karena dia government support. Yang terakhir, saya mengucapkan terima kasih yang sebesar-besarnya, berjuta terima kasih pada Bapak Heri Koswara, Master of Art, West Java Province, Representative Council Peoples, dan Associate Professor Yusuf Haji Osman daripada Universiti Islam Antarabangsa, Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah, Profesor Dr. Suhaimi Abdul Rahman, Director of Putra UPM yang juga Halal Center daripada UPM Serdang, Malaysia, dan Dr. Sugeng Priyono daripada Universiti Islam Universiti Nahdlatul Ulama Indonesia, Center of Halal Studies, dan Dr. Muhammad Tahir C. Umar daripada Universiti Sultan Abdul Halim Syam, Kedah, Kuala Ketil. Tanpa membuang masa lagi, kita akan terus saya offerkan majlis ini kepada Profesor Muhammad Fuad Muhammad Saleh, yang sekarang beliau di Kuliah Universiti Islam Zulkifli Muhammad, karena dulu beliau lama sekali menjadi the famous Dean Business in Unicel, yang hari ini belum ada tandingannya, yang telah menaikkan jumlah mahasiswa yang begitu ramai, termasuk PhD dari Indonesia. Oleh karena itu, dari Angkasa Puri saya akan mengofferkan kepada TV Harakah mungkin dekat Pak Fuad, atau TV dekat Kuis sana, supaya moderator. Kita sambut Profesor Muhammad Fuad Muhammad Saleh, the famous moderator is today. Silakan Prof.
Terima kasih Pak Reza, terima kasih semua kerana kehadiran pada petang ini. Welcome to everybody.
Cakap tadi suaranya hilang, gambarnya tak tampak. Sorry. Yeah, please. Yeah.
It's a great honor to be a moderator today in the forum what we call Halal Business and Cooperation. Can anybody hear me? Boleh dengar tak?
Boleh. Suaranya sangat jelas dan sangat handsome juga.
Clear.
Okay, pada petang ini insya-Allah seperti disebut oleh pengurusi tadi, kita akan ada Associate Professor Dr. Yusuf Haji Osman dari UniSyams, Profesor Dr. Suhaimi dari Universiti Putra Malaysia, dan Dr. Sugeng sudah ada ya, dari Central of Halal Study,
Universiti Nahdlatul Ulama Indonesia,
Universiti Nahdlatul Ulama Indonesia ya. Dr. Muhammad Tahir C. Omar, dari Universiti Islam Antarabangsa UniSyam juga. Masing-masing ada tajuknya. Ya?
Ada Pak Heri daripada itu Parlimen member.
Oh, dan seorang lagi ya Pak Heri dari member Parlimen. Okay. Welcome to the forum. Seperti kita ketahui, dunia sekarang amat mengalu-alukan kehadiran halal business. Yeah? For the year today, kita ada lebih kurang $7 trillion halal business, including halal food, and juga halal items, Islamic fund dan sebagainya, which is equivalent to 29 trillion Malaysian ringgit. That is world business. Okay. So if we talk about halal business, in food itself, it contribute about 2.6 trillion US dollar. Satu jumlah yang amat besar kepada dunia. Dan as we know, supaya kita ketahui, Indonesia merupakan negara Muslim terbesar dunia. Ada 200.
Pak, interruption, saya sorry, saya host lupa pula.
Ya.
Mungkin kita bagi masa sekejap pada Pak Heri Koswara untuk memberikan welcome speech sebelum nanti.
Berapa lama Pak?
Pak Heri akan berbicara antara 5-6 menit saja sebagai welcoming speech. Kami persilahkan Bapak Heri Koswara sebelum Pak Fuad meneruskan nanti kepada speaker. Tadi saya
silakan. Ya.
Okay. Monggo, mangga.
Baik, terima kasih.
Ya.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ustaz.
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawalah. Wala haula wala quwata illa billah. Amma ba'du. Para narasumber, para cendekia yang saya hormati dan saya banggakan. Tadi ada pembicara kita, Profesor Dr. Yusuf Haji Osman, Profesor Dr. Suhaimi, kemudian Bapak Dr. Sugeng, dan juga Pak Fuad Saleh, serta seluruh peserta webinar pada sore hari ini yang saya hormati dan saya banggakan.
Amin.
Boleh saya perkenalkan diri, saya Haji Heri Koswara MA. Kebetulan sekarang diamanahkan sebagai anggota parlemen untuk wilayah Provinsi Jawa Barat.
Oh ya, dulu Bekasi City, sekarang udah Jawa Barat, ya betul.
Sekarang Jawa Barat,
ya.
Provinsi yang terbesar di negara Indonesia dengan jumlah penduduk 50 juta lebih.
Ya.
Dan hari ini sangat senang dan bergembira bisa bersilaturahim di hadapan para orang-orang pintar semua di sini. Dan saya sempat belajar juga di University Kebangsaan Malaysia di UKM.
Oh, Bangi.
Ya, UKM Bangi. Tahun 1996 sampai tahun 2000. Kurang lebih ambil master di sana. Kemudian balik kembali ke Indonesia dan masuk Partai Keadilan Sejahtera. Pertama, saya khususnya sangat mendukung kerjasama dan sharing ilmu antar negara ASEAN ini. Saya kira ini merupakan sebuah forum yang luar biasa, forum yang sangat bermanfaat, dan Indonesia sebagai sebuah negara dengan mayoritas penduduk Muslim tentu sangat concern dengan persoalan halal ini. Ya, walaupun memang seringkali banyak hal-hal yang kita sering dapatkan di masyarakat terkait dengan diskusi-diskusi ataupun persoalan-persoalan dengan tema halal ini. Nah, saya berharap mudah-mudahan kegiatan seperti ini bisa meningkatkan kemampuan dan juga kontrol kita selaku warga negara agar kemudian masing-masing kita bisa melengkapi dan menyempurnakan untuk bisa kita jadikan sebagai masukan di pemerintah kita masing-masing dan di negara-negara ASEAN, di mana kita bersama-sama insya Allah ingin membangun sebuah peradaban, ingin membangun sebuah masyarakat madani yang tentu dengan memperhatikan nilai-nilai ajaran agama, yaitu dengan tema terkait dengan masalah halal ini. Baik, saya kira ini dalam perkenalan saya, singkat saja, dan saya sangat senang dan insya Allah akan mengikuti acara ini sampai selesai mudah-mudahan. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Terima kasih Kang Heri. Saya melihat ada Kang Sardi mungkin ya. Ada join, boleh say hello kejap. Apa betul nih Mas Sardi dari kawannya Mas Heri atau Hardi yang lain?
Iya, Prof, lanjut, Prof. Kita menyimak saja.
Tak apa-apa, you boleh cakap 1 menit, 2 menit supaya kenalan juga. Ini
saya belum ganteng, Prof.
Oh, baik. Oke, thank you.
Lanjut, Prof.
Oke. Mr. Sardi ini, Prof. Fuad adalah juga dari parlimen member, dia pengurusi satu komisi daripada Parlimen Bekasi. Jadi Pak Heri tadi itu dia dulu member of Parlimen Bekasi City. Lepas election kemarin dia naik peringkat pula kepada tingkat MB.
Ketua parti saya Ustadz Heri Koswara, Prof.
Oh iya, betul. Itu untuk wilayah Jawa Barat.
Jawa Barat.
Tapi can you imagine untuk wilayah nasional pun presidennya pun sudah orang Bekasi juga. Itu hebatnya orang Bekasi. Jadi sudah presiden parti PKS. Jadi Pak Heri, Prof Fuad ini ingat saya beliau dari Partai Islam Malaysia juga. Tapi nanti kita akan bicara tentang partai ini tanggal 10 April. Setelah yang satu ini. Kembali ke studio di Shah Alam. Gimana itu Pak Fuad?
Terima kasih Pak Reza, terima kasih Pak Heri. Selamat, salam perkenalan dari Malaysia. InsyaAllah bila COVID berakhir nanti kita boleh bertemu secara fizikal mungkin di Jakarta semula ya.
InsyaAllah.
Alhamdulillah, seperti yang saya berikan pengenalan tadi, semoga program pada petang ini insyaAllah mendatangkan keberkatan dan dirahmati Allah Azza wa Jalla keseluruhannya dan memberi faedah kepada yang mendengar dalam kalangan pelajar dan juga dalam kalangan pensyarah yang sentiasa bertungkus lumus untuk menambah ilmu dan pengetahuan bagi membimbing masyarakat menuju kepada kerja dan juga hidup yang ada manfaatnya. Baik, saya ulangi semula. Halal business adalah satu ruang yang amat besar. Kita gabungkan antara halal business dan Islamic Fund. It contributed menyumbang sebanyak 7 trilion US dollar bersamaan dengan 29 trilion ringgit Malaysia, satu jumlah yang besar, dan 10% daripadanya 2.6 trilion US dollar sebenarnya adalah halal food business ya, menunjuk kepada makanan sahaja. Dan seperti kita ketahui, kalau di Jawa Barat ada 50 juta penduduk, bayangkan ya, angkanya hampir 1,5 kali ganda seluruh penduduk Malaysia, dan penduduk Islam centered in Indonesia 270 million. Bayangkan potensi bisnes yang ada di antara Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand dan Brunei ya. Jadi berdasarkan kepada ruang ini yang mungkin agak terhad sekitar masa 1 jam setengah, kita akan bincangkan daripada sudut pensyarah dari UNISYAM, dari UPM, dari Indonesia, untuk sama-sama menilai apakah yang boleh kita laksanakan untuk tempoh terdekat ini bagi memastikan Muslim sekurang-kurangnya menguasai bisnes ini. Jadi saya tidak mau membuang masa panjang kerana saya hanya moderator. Jadi kita jemput supaya speaker-speaker kita telah pun bersedia dengan papernya. Yang pertama, Associate Professor Dr. Yusof Haji Osman. Okay. Dr. Yusof.
Ya, dia dah ready tadi.
Ready,
jadi
ya?
kita bagi masa 20-25 menit masing-masing. Nanti Prof Prof Suhaimi dia yang last sekali dia kata karena dia
insyaAllah. Jadi Dr. Yusof Haji Osman akan membentangkan tajuk The Role of Islamic Social Finance During COVID-19 Pandemic Crisis. Tajuk yang amat bersesuaian dengan suasana sekarang, pandemik COVID yang melanda dunia yang telah mengorbankan jutaan manusia. Jadi saya tak mau mengulas panjang. Kita beri masa kepada Dr. Yusof untuk membentangkan semua faktanya dalam masa lebih kurang 20 minit. Dengan hormatnya dipersilakan doktor. Silakan.
Screen very clear, Prof Yusof.
Ya.
Screen very clear.
Very clear, alhamdulillah. Ya. Boleh nampak
Boleh.
Boleh. Sila.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih kepada moderator Profesor Fuad Saleh. Terima kasih kepada Dr. Tengku Syarul Reza kerana memberi peluang kepada saya untuk berkongsi pada hari ini. Yang saya hormati Haji Heri Koswara, Ahli Parlimen Provinsi Jawa Barat, ya, Dr. Tengku Syahrul Reza, rakan moderator Dr. Muhammad Tahir Syed Omar, dan speaker yang lain, rakan panel yang lain, juga kepada viewers dan partisipan pada hari ini. Sekali lagi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, my topic is the role of Islamic social finance in reviving the economy during COVID-19 pandemic crisis. I see that there are similarities. We have a common between halal food industry and Islamic social finance. So Islamic social finance is my area of interest, and I see that there are two common things between halal industry and Islamic social finance, which are halal or permissible and cooperation. So Islamic social finance also share the common characteristics. So in Islamic social finance, the first thing is we have to make sure that all the Islamic financial services that are offered must be halal, must be permissible. And the concept that we emphasize in Islamic social finance is ta'awun. Ta'awanu alal birri wa taqwa wa la ta'awanu alal ithmi wal udwan. So we share the common characteristics. So we see that during this pandemic, there are many industries, especially manufacturing industries, that are cutting down production. We have the problems faced by the governments who are struggling to safeguard employment. There are people who became unemployed. There are people who lost their business, lost their jobs, and this turned into the pandemic crisis. So this pandemic crisis is we refer to as disruptive economic scenarios. It changed the way we do business. It changes the way we behave. Sekarang every day we need to wear face mask. We need to keep social distancing, and there are people who are severely affected. Those people who lost their jobs, those people who changed, who became poor. Before this, they were in the middle group of income earners, and now they are in the poor, unfortunately. So I was thinking then, what is the role of Islamic social finance, right?
Yeah.
So what is the role of Islamic social finance in supporting the employment, in making sure that we can provide sustainable employment and our country, Malaysia, Indonesia, and other countries, all countries in the world who have been hit hard by this COVID-19. So maybe there are certain roles that could be played by Islamic social finance. So that is what I would like to discuss today. So when we talk about Islamic social finance, what is Islamic social finance? So there are many definitions, and I'm not going to discuss at length that. But when we talk about Islamic social finance, it includes Islamic institutions based on philanthropy, right? Oh, okay. All right. So sorry about the technical problem. So now the Islamic social finance include Islamic institutions based on philanthropy, such as zakat institutions, waqaf institutions, sukuk, Islamic crowdfunding, and non-profit Islamic microfinance. So uh, I'm given 20 minutes, so I think I will just focus on certain aspects. So Islamic social finance actually is not something new. It is a tool that has been used since the early years of Islamic civilization, and it includes zakat, sadaqah, waqaf, Islamic crowdfunding, Islamic microfinance, and sukuk. When we talk about Islamic social finance, the main purpose is to achieve maqasid sharia, right? Protections of religion, life, progeny, um, and property. And I would summarize it into two main purposes. So there are many purposes. So the two main purposes of Islamic social finance, in my opinion, is number one, to protect and empower people. How do we protect and empower people? Is by giving them, the pride. They have the pride when they have the job. You know, they need to have the steady flow of income, okay, by providing them jobs. And number two is to revive and stimulate the economy. So zakat, for example, is very powerful. If everybody participate, the eligible zakat payers must pay fully to the zakat institutions, and zakat institutions play the role of distributing zakat to the asnaf. During the time of Khalifah Omar ibn Aziz, for example, at that time it was recorded that um, there was no recipients of zakat, right? Meaning that everybody, everybody, you know, uh, meaning that the poverty was eliminated. There was no recipients of zakat during the time of Omar ibn Aziz. So that's how powerful zakat is. All right. So when we talk about Islamic social finance, we have to link with maqasid sharia. There are, daruriyatul khams, the five necessities, the preservation of hifzuddin, preservation of faith, hifzul nafs, preservation of life, hifzul aqal, preservation of intellect, hifzul nas, preservation of lineage, and hifzul mal, preservation of property. And some people, they link with the sustainable development goals. So the role of Islamic social finance is to support jobs and to contribute to prevent poverty. There are people who now becomes poor, and we think of ways to help them by choosing the Islamic social finance, especially zakat. And Islamic social finance also, I think, can bolster economic opportunity, and actually it is a very powerful economic and social stabilizer. Okay, so one of the tools of Islamic finance is zakat, right? So if used properly, then I think zakat can help those asnafs, the poor and the needy, those who lost their jobs. However, the issue in zakat is that it's actually throughout the world, not just in Malaysia. The issue is the low compliance of zakat, and there is a need for acceleration of the payment of zakat, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic crisis, right? So
Yeah.
And then because according to some Islamic scholars, zakat can be paid in advance. So, for example, zakat for the year 2022 can be paid in the year 2021. That is the opinions of some of the scholars. Okay, how many more minutes I have? Okay,
5 minutes.
5 more minutes. Okay, so zakat can play a very important role, and then the second tool is sadaqah. Sadaqah is a voluntary charity. Everybody can contribute to sadaqah, and I think there is a need to have paradigm shift. Everybody now, those who have surplus of income, surplus of wealth, now is the time to contribute back to society. Okay. So and zakat sadaqah is a flexible in terms of the amount of sadaqah. You can give any amount, 1 ringgit, 2 ringgit, $1, $2, and you can give to anybody who are in need. So everybody could contribute to sadaqah during this pandemic crisis. Okay, all right. Sukuk, okay, I don't have time to talk about sukuk. And Islamic crowdfunding is another tool in Islamic social finance which could be used uh, to revive the economy because Islamic crowdfunding is powerful. It is a combination of the technology in using and in establishing the relevant platform, and there is a principles of fiqh mu'amalat, and there is a combination of modern contracts that could be used. Unfortunately, I don't have much time, so I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to next concept,
Yeah.
which is waqaf. So the characteristics of waqaf, there are three characteristics: irrevocability, perpetuity, and alienability. And waqaf, I think, can be used as an important Islamic social finance instrument that could play a very important role. And in fact, since the early years of Islamic civilization during the time of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam,
Allah.
that waqaf has been used. For example, the wealth of Sayyidina Osman ibn Affan, who bought the wealth from a Jew, and then the uh, the revenue from the wealth still existed today, and it was reported that the hotel from Osman ibn Affan Foundation at this time uh, gained a profit of more than 30 million riyal per year. So there are many models of waqaf that I would propose, and I'm doing a research to propose two types of waqaf that could be used. One is the waqaf bank, uh, uh, adapted and adopted from Waqif Bank in Turkey, and the other one is we call the bank which provides a walk-off window. So those are the two models of walk-off that I'm doing research on.
There are 2 minutes more.
2 more minutes, okay. So the mechanism of walk-off is very relevant, and I think we could still explore the models of walk-off that we could use, because I think there are many, uh, based on my research, there are many walk-off properties such as land, buildings, which are not fully utilized because of certain issues. which I cannot explain everything because of the time constraint.
Okay, no comment. The
Okay.
conclusion.
Okay, conclusion. Okay. So in conclusion, Islamic social finance instruments such as zakat, waqaf, sukuk, Islamic microfinance, Islamic crowdfunding could and should be utilized to revive the economy during COVID-19 pandemic, because the COVID-19 has driven all countries throughout the world into economic recession. So instruments of Islamic social finance need to be mobilized sooner rather than later to revive the economy during the COVID-19 pandemic. And instruments such as zakat, waqaf, sadaqah, sukuk, Islamic microfinance, and Islamic crowdfunding could be mobilized and could be utilized to increase the economic activities, and hopefully can revive the economy and help those people who lost their job, the poor and the needy who are in dire need right now. And I think there is a need for further research in the area of Islamic social finance, and there is a need also for non-linear thinking. We have to find many solutions, and we have to have a paradigm shift. We need to think out of the box. We
Yes.
need to be creative. I think that's all that I have time to submit. Again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, to thank
Thank you.
the organizer, and Dr. Tengku. Thank you very much. Terima kasih banyak.
You are welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Doctor, for the presentation. Even though you don't have enough time, but I think we will find some more time to give you ways to present your finding, insyaAllah. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, demikian antara yang telah dibentangkan sebentar. And the next presenter, I think, is Dr. Sugeng here.
Yes.
Dr. Sugeng, ready?
Dah, ready lah.
Okay. Kita jemput Dr. Sugeng Priano. Topiknya ialah Indonesia Prospect as the World Halal Center. This is very good topic, should be discussed because I have also presented the same paper about 4 years back di tempat Pak Reza agaknya ya.
Ya, betul.
Dan Islamic Microfinance juga saya telah pentang paper. I have presented published one paper di Scopus about Islamic Microfinance, which actually very good to help the needy, especially in this pandemic. Not only today, but again, mana-mana pandemic di waktu lain, insyaAllah. Jadi, tanpa buang masa, dijemput Dr. Sugeng Priano untuk membentangkan faktanya. Silakan.
Ya, saya mempropose Prof Fuad nanti buat satu paper dengan Dr. Sugeng juga, biar dia jadi profesor sekali.
InsyaAllah, amin, amin.
Okay, please. Kalau
Sugeng,
tadi orang Jawa Barat kita kata mangga, mangga. Ini orang Jawa, monggo, monggo. Ya, tak ada mangga lagi, monggo sekarang.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Dr. Sugeng, tak berapa clear suara. Your voice is not that clear.
Boleh besarkan sikit suara. Nanti kalau mau di screen-nya di-shoot oleh Bapak Linov, boleh juga Pak Sugeng.
Okay, please share my screen.
Okay, Pak Linov, tolong bantu screen-nya Pak Sugeng. Are you ready ke? Dari Mr. Linov.
Okay, siap.
Okay, siap. Linov ni orang Rus rahasia ni, Pak Fuad. Namanya Linov.
Oh.
Okay, wait a moment.
Ya, memang. Sila diawali, Pak.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Is that clear? Is that
Clear?
Okay.
Very clear.
Clear.
Very
Okay,
clear.
Alhamdulillah. First of all, let us praise and thank the presence of Allah the Almighty for the abundance of grace and the joy of all of us can still gather in this international share lecture and university collaboration without any barriers at all and in good health, although we are now still facing COVID-19 disease. Not forgetting the salawat and greeting we put out to the Prophet Muhammad, who has brought us out of the dark ages to the era of bright light today, namely Islam. May we all get intercession on the end. Amin. Ya Rabbal Alamin. Special thanks to Dr. Tuku Muhammad Reza and also Prof. Yusuf and other speakers for inviting us to join the ASEAN lecture community so we can take a part on a moment and horrible speakers and participants on the international share lecture, all blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On this occasion, allow me standing here to deliver a couple of sentences, speeches under the title, Indonesia as the World Halal Centers. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, that's not said by the Prof. Yusuf. I would like to say that for Muslims, the halal issue is not only a matter of products, goods and services, but also related to spirituality, because it is a religious command. In the Holy Book of Al-Quran mentions the command to consume halal and good food. Yeah, kulu washrabu halalan tayyiba. Yeah, and in many hadiths, this reminds us of the importance of halal consumption, which has implications for shaping the character of a Muslim. Referring to the explanation of Imam Abu Hamid al-Ghazali in Ihya Ulumuddin, it can be understood that halal is the perspective of usuliyah, is a basic human need, or daruriyah al-khamsah, to maintain survival. We call it hif an-nafas and also hif an-nasal. Next slide. There is our history. Yeah, a previous research states that the history of Nahdlatul Tujjar, awakening of traders in the year of 1916 or in the year of 1918, as the spirit of the nation, economic independence and global halal business, and also as a struggle against the colonialism. Furthermore, especially today, Indonesia holds the position as the country with the largest Muslim population in the world, amounting to 87% of its total population. It's about 267 million people here. So this country is a decisive market in the world trade in halal products, or reach 10% of the total value of the world halal product. And we are among the largest consumer when compared to other Muslim majority countries. Then, in my opinion, it is time we can take key steps to make Indonesia the center of the world halal producers. Although currently Indonesia still import more halal product from abroad. In the next slide. In fact, the global halal market has enormous potential. For example, in the year of 2018, it's about 3 years ago, the consumption of products in the world halal market reached 2.2 trillion US dollar. And this will continue to grow to reach 3.2 trillion US dollar in the year of 2024. The demand for halal product for global Muslim consumer has also increased every year. You can see in the next slide. Next slide. Yeah. Based on the 2019 till 2020 Global Economic Halal Report, a global economic Islamic economic report, I mean, It shows the large amount of global Muslim consumers spending on food and beverage, tourism, pharmacy, and the halal lifestyle in recent years. And this is projected to reach 3.2 trillion US dollar in 2024, with a population Muslim in the world which will reach 2.2 billion people by 2030. Then the number of the halal industry market will increase rapidly. Next slide. We must really make Indonesia a producer and exporter of halal product in the world with all the resources we have. One of them is by increasing our export on halal products, which are currently only 3.8% of the total world halal market today. Meanwhile, based on Global Economic Report to 2019-2020, Brazil, which is the number one exporter of halal food and beverage product in the world with a value of 5.5 billion US dollars. It is followed by Australia with 2.4 billion US dollar. So if we how we can take a part and how we make strategic steps to develop halal product industry, in my opinion, stakeholders must carry out several strategic steps simultaneously and collaboratively to make this vision real. Among other things, through strengthening the halal product industry, then the establishment of halal industrial areas as well as halal zone in existing industrial estate. That way, the production capacity of Indonesia halal product can increase significantly and be integrated as well as of higher quality and global competitiveness. It is also hoped that the growing and developing halal industrial area will attract many global investors to make Indonesia a global hub for the world halal products. Next slide. Guarantee of halal product in the form of halal certification is also required, but for domestic and foreign consumers, certification is needed to make Indonesia halal products globally competitive, also able to open wider market access and attract demand from export destination countries. It is hoped that this certification can be considered by exporters to increase the value of their products so that it will also increase the competitiveness and export value of halal products, and in the end will contribute positively to Indonesia's trade balance. Effort to simplify and streamline halal products certification require one system, so our halal products have high quality and are able to compete with other product standards. The role of institutions such as the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Industry, Central Bureau of Statistics, also Indonesia Council of Ulama, and Halal Product Guarantee Agency are very important to work together on halal certification of export product. Of course, it is also supported by Islamic community organizations, especially Nahdlatul Ulama and Muhammadiyah. So, next slide. Establishment of a halal industrial zone, the issue of regulation of the Ministry of Industry, Permen number 70 of 2020 concerning procedures for obtaining a certificate in the context of the establishment of halal industrial zone, or KIH, is the first step in developing an integrated KIH in Indonesia, where all services related to halal product are one of a roof or one-stop service. At the same time, there have been two areas designed as KIH by the Minister of Industry, namely modern Cikandi Industrial Estate in Serang, Banten, and Safe and Lock Halal Industrial Park in Sidoarjo, East Java. In addition, there are several other areas that have submitted application for designation as KIH, and we hope the Minister of Industry to process it immediately. Currently, there are 4 other industrial zones that are in the process of preparing the development of KIH, namely Bintan Inti Industrial Area, Bintan Kepri, Batam Middle Industrial Area, Batam Kepri, and also Jakarta Pulau Gadung Industrial Estate, and Borneo Solar Area Industry in Central Kalimantan. Meanwhile, for development in special areas, there are 2 forms of opportunities for strengthening special economic zone, or KEK, to able to support the halal industry. First, developing a special area in one location to accommodate all components of the halal industry, including food, beverage, fashion, finance, tourism, entertainment, media, and cosmetics. Second, by developing the halal industry cluster in the existing KEK, for example, the halal tourism industry in the KEK Mandalika, the fashion and beauty industry in the KEK Kendal, and others. From the Indonesian halal industry sectors, there are still those that have not entered to the top 10 in the world.
Dr. Sugeng, are you still there?
Yeah, the sound is not clear now.
Dr. Sugeng terputus ya?
Macam begitu.
Ya, nampaknya Dr. Sugeng terputus. Kita akan beri masa juga supaya dapat dia reconnect semula, insya-Allah.
Tapi dia punya slide tinggal 2 lagi memang. Sudah mau habis juga.
Oh, sudah mau habis.
Ini ada the last itu slide nih yang terakhir.
Oh, ini the last ya? Membangun kawasan industri halal Indonesia.
Tak apa-apa, nanti kalau dia join kita boleh minta dia closing remark.
Okay, it is beautiful.
Okay.
To see Indonesia is catching up with Malaysia to become halal hub. Okay. If we have seen the data there, Malaysia contribute a lot in halal business, especially in food, finance, and tourism, and still number 1 in Southeast Asia. But surprisingly, Brazil become number 3 in supplying halal food, where Brazil is not a Muslim country. So ini antara perkara yang patutnya menjadi perbincangan hangat dalam kalangan pengusaha di Malaysia dan Indonesia. Kenapa Brazil boleh jadi pengekspor ayam halal terbesar dunia misalnya, boleh menjadi pengekspor daging halal dunia, sedangkan negara tidaklah sebesar mana as compared to Indonesia. We have 17,000 island. Indonesia ada 17,000 buah pulau yang boleh menghasilkan berbagai produk. Jadi
Dr. Sugeng sudah tune in, mungkin boleh closing dalam slide.
Dr. Sugeng, silakan Dr. Sugeng. You can continue. Dr. Sugeng bersambung.
Tinggal satu slide lagi, dia memang habis closing. Boleh Dr. Sugeng? You can to
silakan Dr. Sugeng.
Dalam masa 2 minit lagi, you punya masa. Tapi macam dia tak ada suara juga kot. Apa Pak Lino boleh bantu mute-nya kak? Apa unmute tu?
Dia mute. Cuba unmute Dr. Sugeng.
Coba saya bantu.
Okay. I will show you.
Please.
There are 4 main strategies. There are 4 main strategies in the Sharia Economic Master Plan of Indonesia, 2019 and 2034. 1 is strengthening the halal chain, 2 strengthening Islamic finance, and 3 strengthening micro, small, and medium enterprises, and 4 strengthening the digital economy. Furthermore, to strengthen the halal value chain, there are a number of main programs, namely one, regional halal hub, two, halal certification, three, halal lifestyle campaign, four, investment incentives, and two, five, international cooperation to play a big role for the halal industry in the domestic and global markets. Indonesia must become part of the global halal value chain that will pioneer the implementation of trusted halal treasury and halal assurance system. Thank you for your kind attention to my speech. I'm sorry if there is any word on my behalf which I'm pleasing you all, and to the God I beg for forgiveness. Finally say, Wallahu muwaffiq ila aqwamit thaliq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Api, good presentation. Api.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jazakallah Dr. Sugeng.
Prof Fuad, cakap Jawa sikit lah. Bagus tak? Api.
Nanti ramai yang tak faham Pak Reza. Okay, terima kasih Dr. Sugeng for your presentation. Actually, I've been presenting papers in Indonesia for the past 4-5 years. You can check my paper on the internet. I present paper about halal potential business between Indonesia and Malaysia in Pring Sewu, if I'm not mistaken. Ada satu tempat di Pring Sewu di Sumatera Selatan. In 2017. Kemudian I was called in Makassar TV to talk about halal business in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. As I said earlier, seperti yang saya katakan tadi, Malaysia masih mengungguli 3 bidang utama: food, finance, and tourism. Sedangkan saya kata Indonesia punya 17,000 island, ya, yang boleh diperkenalkan kepada dunia. Bukan untuk menyaingi Malaysia misalnya. Ini perlu dipikirkan oleh orang-orang di sana. 270 juta rakyat, ya, berbanding dengan 32 juta rakyat Malaysia. Ini satu kolaborasi yang sangat baik between Malaysia and Indonesia. Baik.
Excellent.
Saya tak memulas panjang. Kita kembali kepada Dr. Muhammad di UniSyams. Dr. Muhammad, are you ready?
Muhammad Cik Umar Tahir.
Ya.
InsyaAllah.
Okay, Dr. Muhammad ready to present his paper. Saya beri masa 20 minit insyaAllah hingga jam 6.10. Silakan Dr. Muhammad, continue for your session.
Okay, bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Thank you to Prof. Fuad Saleh, and also for special thanks to Prof. Tengku Riza.
Siap.
And every my colleague in this group today. Alhamdulillah, this give me a great opportunity to present this topic about the actually the COVID-19 pandemic crisis for Islamic financial cooperative to meet community financial needs. I focus in my country, that is in Thailand, especially in southern Thailand. Okay, I go very fast. Okay, this COVID-19 pandemic crisis, as we know just now, our Prof. Yusof have been mentioned about the impact of the this pandemic to the especially in the community in village. Actually, there are impact about it because, for example, in country depend on the culture. For example, they have tapping the rubber tapper, so the price of the rubber down actually. Okay. First of all, I want to introduce the issue and the problems nowadays. The problem of Muslim today is no longer the problem of the old form of colonization, like Malaysia, because of the British have spending colonization, and especially in the ASEAN country, all of country except Thailand, because they use the tactic. For example, they try to take and trick. They give something to, for example, price to the colonial I don't know what sort of they give and they speak to the colonial at that time. But now, in fact, it is said that this 21st century, the war is an economic war actually, and the world is indeed at war right now today. For example, the process of globalization and process that plunges many small Muslim countries into the struggle for the independence, and example that is being spread in the COVID-19 pandemic crisis. That's why in case of Malaysia, we have to spend billion of Malaysia ringgit to get the vaccine from the colonial country, for example, Euro country and China also. What is Islamic Financial Cooperative actually? Islamic Financial Cooperative is to provide financial service to the poor and low income segment of the society with the Sharia compliant way. If not a Sharia, maybe they call, for example, what they call microfinance, for example. Why Islamic Financial Cooperative? Conceptual, because we have a strong belief in the what they call riba. We very afraid of riba because the Quran said, "Halal bai'a wa harama riba." Allah permit the trade and Allah haram riba, and the sequences of riba is very high because when we take the riba, even 1 ringgit or $1, and then when we put mix with our property or our money, and then become spoiled, that is very dangerous of riba. Okay, therefore Islamic Finance Cooperative is to provide the poor low income with the Islamic alternative to riba. Okay, that means we omit riba or we avoid from riba. Okay, IFC also incompatible with the Islamic financial principle. Here, the data, it is estimated that 22% of people living in the Muslim majority, for example, Malaysia and Indonesia, but in Thailand, we just minority community in Thailand. Okay, not use formal financial service. This one from the Honohon 2017, 2007. Okay. Next, there are 7 main principles of a cooperative as the general. For example, volunteer and open membership. Volunteer, they mean we also didn't have anything to gain from what volunteer. That mean we offer ourselves in terms of financial. That means we give. For example, when our member have suffered from the COVID-19 pandemic, then we just give and didn't take any extra money like interest or give like a riba, for example. And also number 2, democratic management. Of course, in this one vote, 1 member. I have 1 vote. Even though you have share, huge of share, for example, but the other have small share, but the vote is you just have 1 vote only. Okay. Limit return to capital contribute by members as economy involved by member. Number 4, equitable distribution of profit. This one called other. Promotion of profit, cooperative education, like we give education, training, and information. Active cooperation among registered operative. Okay, and then the last one is important, the concern about the community. We have the word ta'awanu alal birri wa taqwa. That means we have to concern or ta'awun, cooperate with the good thing. Okay, it very important for Muslim community to live together. Otherwise, we will get nothing. That means that they will occur the gap between the poor and the riches. That Islam is not encouraged for that thing. When the widen of gap between richer and poorer, but we have to narrow down the gap as possible as we can. Okay. Next slide about the global model of Islamic financial cooperative nowadays. We have about the Grameen. Grameen was introduced by Dr. Yunus in Bangladesh. This maybe become the well-known model. Okay, and other one from the non-Muslim country, Bolivia, they introduced about village bank model. Okay, widely replicated mainly in the Latin America and America, implementing agency established. Okay, village bank with members. Okay, the next one is a self-help group model. This introduced in India, formed with members who are relatively homogeneous in terms of income, pull together its member saving and use it for lending. Okay. Uh, uh, and the last one is credit union model. This one very known, introduced by Germany, German government. Okay, financial cooperative are owned and controlled by its members. But all of I mentioned just now do not meet the financial need of the Muslim community because what? Because we have belief, because we have a belief that we cannot commit the or receive the riba, receive and give the riba, because riba is prohibition in financial Islamic law or Sharia. Okay. Next evolution of Islamic banking, finance, and Islamic cooperative, according to the Prof. R. Wilson, formal Islamic banking first emerged in the earlier 1960s through credit union of Muslim landowner in Egypt. That one, they mean the first, but nowadays there is no existing anymore. Okay, and also in Pakistan. Okay, study
5 minutes more.
Oh, 1 minute more. Okay. Okay, I jump to
5 minutes.
Cannot,
5
okay.
minutes more.
5 minutes more, okay. Now the practical example of Islamic Financial Cooperative Ibn Auf Islamic Cooperative Limited in southern Thailand. Okay. Okay, I go very fast. Actually, there are 4 big cooperative in Thailand, Islamic cooperative, because in Thailand they have a single Islamic Bank of Thailand. That means formed by the Thai government, but slightly more what they call, they serve for their government. That means they just give the name Islamic, but they didn't fully utilize the Sharia compliance to their bank. That's why many of Muslim people in southern Thailand, they that mean like a I use in Malay language. Okay, dia seumpama ayam, okay, acai semula, and then acai dia belajar semula Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and then pisau yang tajam dia pakai songkok lagi acai tu, and then saya bagi kat Prof Tengku makan, agak-agak Prof Tengku nak makan tak ayam tu, ayam dia jadi semula oleh acai. Okay. Tu masalah bank Islam di Thailand sekarang ni, sebab ia digovern oleh government under the finance of Ministry of Finance of Thailand. Okay, kita ada 4 ni. Okay, Pandani Islamic Saving Cooperative Limited was formed 1988. Okay, Ibn Affan Saving Cooperative was formed 1990. Ibn Auf, okay, 1993. Ada As-Siddiq Saving Cooperative 1984. Okay. Now I jump to okay, where the Ibn Auf stated. Okay. Here is southern Thailand. This one is Malaysia border. Okay. This one Kelantan, Naratiwat, where I was born. Okay. Jala, Patani, Songkla, and this Setun. Setun here. And then here Langkawi. If you go to Langkawi, there's Setun here. Here's around 80% of Muslim population of the Setun province. Province here. Okay. 80%. Because before we combine here Setun, Songkla, Patani, Jala, Naratiwat as Patani Darussalam. Oh. Now no more Patani Darussalam. just as the name. Okay. 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 We go to the comparison membership during COVID-19 pandemic from March. Okay. This one may be Thai language, but I start from the website. Okay. Can you see from here when the COVID just begin here? Okay. The membership, okay, arise, okay, from 32,000 membership come to this. But when the end of last year, okay, it go down again because of maybe they just withdraw money from the, maybe they just withdraw money from the cooperative. Okay. When we see the financial status, you see financial status from the March from March to December 2020. Okay. When the pandemic occurred here, okay, then you can see this one million baht, okay, up to this year, the loan, or we call finance, maybe personal finance from the member is high, but the member is low, you see, because they need money. That's why this cooperative is important to the community in South Thailand. Okay. One more. Okay, I show you the asset of the of 2018. The asset quite big because the people trust. You see, this one, if you compare in the US dollar, 63,000 million US dollar. Okay, the asset, and then we next year become 63 or 2,000 million baht. That means increase. Okay. Now I'm going to close. Okay. Okay, one more minute. Okay. Okay.
Relax.
Okay.
Relax.
Okay, never mind. Okay. The Islamic Financial Cooperative is, of course, constant for the benefit of members. Members mean Muslim community. That means up to 90% of the member of it. Okay. Who are suffered of COVID-19 pandemic crisis and the struggle to uphold the economic strength of Muslim. As Allah said in the Quran, Auzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim, ya ayyuhalladzina amanu hal adullukum ala tijaratin tunjikum min azabin alim, ila akhir ayat. Okay. Wahai orang-orang yang beriman, maukah aku tunjukkan kamu satu jual beli, satu trade, satu perniagaan, satu bisnes yang akan menyelamatkan kamu dari menyiksaan yang perit. Menyiksaan yang perit iaitu kalau kita tak pegang ekonomi, memang kat Malaysia pun sama, kat Indonesia pun sama, kat Thailand lebih lagi lah, China yang pegang. Okay. Dan kita akan jadi hamba kepada riba sampai kiamat kalau kita tak buat benar korporasi. Okay. Berimanlah kamu kepada Allah dan Rasulnya dan kamu berjuang di jalan Allah. That means if we set up Islamic cooperative, like we jihad in economy actually, dengan harta kamu, of course, and diri kamu yourself. Sesungguhnya itulah yang baik untuk kamu sekiranya kamu bernama tahu dalam surah As-Saff ayat 10 hingga 13. Wallahu alam. Saya minta maaf banyak-banyak kalau lebih masa.
Terima kasih Dr. Muhammad. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Ya.
Insya-Allah.
Profesor Suhaimi pun sudah bersama kita.
Ya, alhamdulillah Dr. Muhammad. Thank you for your presentation. As usual, the problem with Islamic finance is to conform the Islamic teaching on the financing factor. I've written one article that was published way back in 2012. The title is Islamic Bank is not Islamic. You can find it in the internet. Sampai sekarang mungkin belum terjawab lagi masalah itu di setengah tempat. Baik, as Dr. Suhaimi is waiting in the line, on the line. Dr. Suhaimi?
Ya.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, without due
Lepas
cause,
meeting ni,
without delay, saya
kena jadi
menjemput
menteri.
Dr. Suhaimi to give his topic on what halal industry, ASEAN and global perspective. This is very good paper. So welcome you, Dr. Suhaimi. Please, I give you 20 minutes to present your
Prof.
paper.
Wat,
Yeah.
Prof. Wat, I look you there are chemistry dengan Prof. Suhaimi about halal. Bagus. Okay, good.
Jadi Dr. Suhaimi.
Please.
Okay, can moderator or the organizer allow me to share my screen, please?
Pak Lino bagi co-host kepada Prof. Suhaimi. Dia habis meeting. Macam dia kena jadi Fahim Menteri kot.
Okay, siap. Alright.
Okay. Ya.
Filenya?
Suhaimi silakan, sudah dibagi.
Still,
Mungkin nak share sendiri apa dibantu share?
I still cannot share.
Already.
Okay. Alright. Okay.
No, already, please.
Alright.
Okay. Yes. Sorry about this picture.
Okay.
This is like is you handsome too. clear.
Alright. Alright. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you very much the organizer,
Yes.
especially Prof. Reza, and also to the moderator today, Prof. Muhammad Fahad Saleh, and also
Salam. Orang Shah Alam dengan orang Serdang.
Masya Allah. You'll meet, insyaAllah. Okay. And other respective speakers and participants. Okay. Thank you very much again for giving me this opportunity to share with you. Okay, what I have here about the the halal market in ASEAN and also in the world. Yeah. I am actually, as Pak Reza said just now, I'm still in a meeting actually with the organization OIC. It's still running. We are discussing on how to harmonize the halal standard around the globe. Okay, because for the time being we don't have any common halal standard that we can use, to trade our product from one country to another country. So we are working on that, inshallah. So we will have that, and then it will facilitate our business, our halal business, inshallah. So for this evening, inshallah, I will be very briefly share with you. I have 46 slides, but I will not share all of those. Okay, I will pick up the most important slide that I want to share with you, so that we can discuss further later what we can do on this opportunity. To me, actually, halal is an opportunity for us. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I believe that all the speakers already highlighted about the amount of the halal market today, but allow me to retreat again, allow me to say it again, that our economy, we can say that the halal economy is very big. Yeah, the halal market is very big. It worth about $3 trillion a day. The year today. Yeah, I mean, we are not talking about billion, we are not talking about million, but we are talking about trillion and dollar America. You can see our respected brothers and sisters. The market is very big, and this is our opportunity actually to tap the market. Yeah, and I always say this to my students. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has given us opportunity. Before this, most of the Muslim countries are given with the oil. Yeah, but unfortunately, because we don't have the expertise, we don't know how to extract the oil, we don't know how to process the oil, and we invite others to come and help us. And at the end, the economy goes to other people. And now today we are given another opportunity, which is the halal industry or halal business. And we hope that at this time we will not left behind. Yeah. But just to share with you that in our country, still, Muslim entrepreneur cannot get into the industry, as what I understood. The statistic shows only about maybe 30 or 40% of Muslim entrepreneur get involved in halal industry in the country. So I believe that the government and other agency are working very hard, okay, to entice, okay, to invite the Muslim entrepreneur to come into this industry, grape industry, because the market is very big. Yeah. I want to share with you the overview on the market, and then what are the problems that we face in order to tap the market. Very briefly on that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I have mentioned this earlier, but again, why the market is bigger and bigger? Of course, because of the population, because of the Muslim population. Yeah, it is expected by 2060, about 1/3 of the population in the world will be Muslim. Yeah, we will be, a big market for halal actually in 2060. Yeah. So yes, a Muslim, of course, they have to find halal halal products, halal services. They cannot go for haram. Yeah. So this is a guaranteed market actually, guaranteed market. And if we talk about non-Muslim getting the halal product and services as well, so the market will be bigger and bigger. Yes, yeah, and I'm not saying by myself actually, but I quote from the Trade Secretary Raymond Lopez from Philippines. He said that halal is not just for the Muslims; it is a way of life. It connotes purity, cleanliness, safety, and quality. Yeah. So he confirmed that halal is not confined to the Muslim. Halal is also for the non-Muslim. Okay, halal is also meant for the non-Muslim. The non-Muslim also need to get this product and services. So again, the market is very big. And when we talk about the economy, the group of OIC countries, that is Muslim countries, are collectively forecasted to record an average of annual GDP growth rate of 6.3% between 2013-2016, and this is a bigger amount is compared to the conventional GDP growth, which amounts about 5.3% only. So this is a good thing or positive aspect of the halal business in the future. Halal is business, yes. We can see, the potential, and when we talk about halal, yes, it's not confined to food only. I believe that the other speakers also talk about this. Halal can go more than that. Halal is about your life. Halal is about our life. Yeah, it's about services. It's about holidays. It's about medicine. It's about fashion and all. So it's about money. It's about finance. So you can see, the potential, on halal. And because of that, of course, in the country, in Malaysia, we take halal as, as a priority. It's very important, okay, to develop our economy. There's a special sector for this, meaning for halal sector. So government is very serious on this, and they are taking part, and they put their effort to develop the industry. All right. on at the global, again, I quote this from HDC 2020. Okay, the HDC forecasted, HDC means the Halal Industry Development Corporation in Malaysia. We have JAKIM, we have HDC, yeah, we have other agency responsible for halal development. But HDC is the coordinator, okay, or the, responsible for halal business development in the country. Yeah. So according to HDC, halal market in 2030 is forecasted to be $7.7 trillion, 7.7 trillion to $30.6 trillion. So 7.7 here means the market is confined to the Muslim population alone. But when we talk about non-Muslim, it can be about $30.6 trillion. Yeah. Again, I'm showing you the money. I'm showing you the richness of the business of the market. Yeah. Just repeating to what I said just now about the market, about the reason why the market is increasing here, about the consumer, our brothers and sisters Muslim, they are affordable, they have money, they can spend money now compared to the old days. Yeah, they have money, and also different tastes. They want to try different food. That's why you can see here in our country, especially in Malaysia, we have lots of varieties of food from Korea, from Arab, from Thai. Previously, of course, Thai food is very popular in the country, but now we have Arab food, we have Korean food, we have other foods. Yeah, so they like to taste, they like to try. They have money, they want to spend. Yeah, so that's why the business growing. Here, why halal is acceptable in the globe? Okay, not only confined to Muslim, because of the values, because of the universal values that halal have. Yeah, so because of that, the services, the product offered by the halal industry can be accepted by different people, not only to the Muslim. Yeah, but I have to warn at this point at here that when we talk about the entrepreneurship, or PKS, we call it here, small and medium enterprise entrepreneur, and lately we talk about micron entrepreneur, yeah, which is very small entrepreneur. That will be a little bit problem when we talk about this, about values, about SDG and so on, because it's quite difficult for them to comply with that requirement. And because the knowledge that they have, the capability that they have, the capital that they have, we talk about that, about the capital, about the finance. So it limits the ability to go further in their business. So, but again, we have to bear in mind that when we talk about halal, halal means universal values, which is acceptable to all. Yeah. Okay. I just want to repeat this one. I will focus to ASEAN. Yeah, we look at the global market just now. It was about $7.7 trillion in 2030. And now in ASEAN, it was about 97.3 billion USD. So these are the ASEAN countries. We can share the market together. We can develop our business together. Okay, and we can, develop our economy together, what we call as halal economy. Yeah, and this is what we need to do. We need to work together. Okay, I believe the other speaker also talked about this. Here, for the time being, in ASEAN, we have not less than 260 million Muslim or specific market for halal. Yeah, from 650 million citizens we have in the region in ASEAN. Indonesia alone, they have more than 200 million Muslim over there. Indonesia is very big market, so Indonesia has a very good potential for developing halal business in the region, right? Okay, the fastest growing economies in Asia again. Just now I talked about OIC countries, and if you refer to the ASEAN, it will be the fastest growing economies in Asia, and the 5th largest economy in the world. Yeah, we have the potential, we have the capability to develop the halal industry in the region. Yeah, yes, this is more about the halal industry in ASEAN. I don't want to go into detail in this. As I said, I have about 46 slides. So I'm sharing to you now on the obstacles, okay, that we have actually around us. We talk about the market, we talk about the richness, we talk about, you know, the potential in the business. I said that there is now about $3 trillion on the sky, but now the problem is how to get the market, a portion of the market, how to tap the market. Yes, the market is there, the money is there, but it's not easy to get the money. It's not easy to tap the market because there are, you know, numbers of obstacles. Okay, one of those is, you know, we have here differences in halal regulations and standards. As I said at the earlier, around the globe, we don't have any common standard that, you know, all countries can accept. You know, when we have different standards, it means that, you know, difficulties, because what Indonesia have, the product, if they want to export to Malaysia, for example, it's not that smooth because, you know, we talk about halal because of the different standard. Yeah, some of the country, they have different interpretation, different standard, different set of standard on halal. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, okay, correct me if I'm wrong. To my understanding, in Brunei, yeah, they don't accept a stunned animal. Say, for example, if you want to export chicken from Malaysia to Brunei, it might be difficult because they cannot accept a stunned animal. You know, when you slaughter the animal, when you slaughter the chicken, you stun the chicken, then it is not acceptable in Brunei. But in Malaysia, we accept that, and I believe that in Indonesia also they accept that. Yeah, and also the issues of alcohol. Yeah, the minimum level of alcohol that is acceptable also is not standardized. Yeah, in some country they allow 1%. In some other country they allow only 0.5% content of alcohol. So these are the differences, and it might be difficult, you know, to the traders to export their halal product to other countries. Yeah. So this is what we are doing actually at the OIC level. We try to standardize so that, you know, it can facilitate the businessmen or the traders to export or import halal products. Yeah. Yes, I already said on this that all countries, they have their own standard and regulations. Yeah, and they have their own authority bodies. Here in Malaysia, we have JAKIM. In Indonesia, beside MUI, you have another agency under government, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, looking at the halal certification. So different country have different certification bodies, and of course there will be, you know, a little bit different of approach when you go for certification. Yeah. School of thought maybe not in our region, but when we talk about, you know, in the world, yes, we have in Sunni Mazhab, we have 4 school of thoughts, and we have also Shia, who doesn't accept ikan lele, what is that? Catfish. Yeah. So those are the issues that we need to solve. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
3 minutes. Wait, 2 minutes more.
2 minutes more. All right. Okay. I just go very quickly. That is about the differences in standards. And the other one that we have a problem is that we talk about the market, the big market. But the problem now is that we talk about Islamic finance and we talk about halal industry. Okay, we have both industry now. We have different industry. Unfortunately, both they are not working together. Yeah, totally. Yes, they are talking to each other, but it's not in total. Yeah, I give you example. For example, if Jakim in Malaysia, for example, if Jakim want to certify halal for a restaurant, yeah, Jakim will look at the product, at the ingredients, yeah, but not at the sources, at the finance. Yeah. So even if the businessman get finance from conventional, it still can get the halal certification. Yeah. But if it is put as a condition, then we can see that the market at the financial side will increase because if you want to have the halal certification business, you need to have the Islamic finance. Then you can see the increase of the Islamic finance in that case. Yeah. So that is the issue on the Islamic finance, and the other issue, the last part, is on the entrepreneurship. As I said, most of the contribution when you talk about halal business come from the entrepreneur. Yeah, and entrepreneur, when it comes to micro or micron just now, then we have a problem. They don't have any capacity, they don't have capability, they don't have a skill, they don't have a capital. So we need to help them. Yeah, we need to help them in order to help the industry to develop. Yeah. So I believe that most of the country, they have their own initiative. In Malaysia, for example, we have some initiative, okay, given by the government to help the SMEs, okay, to develop the business. Yeah. This is another issue: digital economy, digital business. We cannot run from this development. Our SME need to adapt with new development as well. Okay, in order to develop the business. Yeah. So all in all, what I want to say is that we can see the market is there, the opportunity is there, but how to work together as a region, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Brunei, and so on, how we can work together in order to grab this opportunity. We lost one opportunity to oil, so we have this another opportunity, halal business, and we hope that we will not lose this second opportunity anymore. Thank you very much, Pak Reza. That's my sharing for this evening, and thank you for inviting me to be with you this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you for your presentation. Sorry for the short time.
Macam Deputi Menteri cakap tu. Macam Deputi Menteri cakap apa buat tu.
This is an issue that we were supposed to discuss actually when the Prof says about we don't have enough capital to help the Muslim. Okay, just imagine 1.8 billion Muslim around the world. Okay, 200 Muslim in Indonesia, 200 million Muslim in Indonesia, 20 million Muslim in Malaysia. Just imagine if they combine together to form a corporation or cooperative society like Dr. Muhammad says in Thailand, how much can we gather a capital to help the Muslim? But unfortunately, it does not happen. As I said earlier, Brazil become number 3 of halal food exporter in the world. while our neighbor in Indonesia, we have 17,000 islands that can be used to produce food. Like as an example, Malaysia is importing meat from India and Brazil. Okay, Malaysia can only produce about 9% of the need of meat in Malaysia. So this is part of the importance of collaboration in those countries to look into it. When we talk about capital, this is very embarrassing. 60 billion Malaysian ringgit of wakaf fund of wakaf is non-distributable because we cannot find the people who owns it. So kita lihat bagaimana ya keadaan ini. This is very important for us to work together to look after it. Itu belum di Indonesia ya, baru Malaysia je 60 billion Malaysian ringgit. Di Indonesia saya tak tahu, mungkin angkanya ada juga, that we can discuss both. And again, standardization in Islam in halal industry is also an issue, okay? Because we cannot work together just because of standardization. In Brunei cannot import meat or chicken from Malaysia. Saudi can import from Brazil but not from Malaysia. This is an issue to be solved by all the leaders in Muslim countries. Hopefully one day we can achieve that target. Okay, lepas kita hilang peluang untuk jadi finance trader, the biggest finance trader, halal trader, this is again an area that is supposed to be tapped by all countries. Okay, we give opportunity to viewers to come forward to ask question. Pak Reza, kalau ada soalan dari peserta atau yang lain, bagaimana Pak Reza?
Sudah ada 4 soalan yang disampaikan kepada saya melalui WhatsApp. The first, sesuai dengan urutan pembicara, kepada Prof. Yusof. There is a question to you. Trend of halal interesting of youth generation in Malaysia. What the phenomena in there? Itu satu pertanyaan kepada Pak Yusof. What the phenomena of youth generation Malaysia interesting to halal business. Kemudian kepada Encik Tahir, you know, in Indonesia, in Papua, more customer of banking muamalat interesting. Seperti mana Prof. Suhaimi kata, non-Muslim is very interesting to muamalat bank in Papua. How about trend of customer in Thailand? I mean the Buddhist customers in Thailand. And then the third to Prof. Suhaimi, nanti Pak Sugeng, how the standard halal of ASEAN countries just now to develop of potential, but what the constraint must be to the government leader in ASEAN must be to Selemari is the regulation. Therefore jangan sampai ikan lele tak boleh diekspor, ayam pun susah nak terima. Okay, the last Pak Sugeng, Indonesia is the big market. Kita tahulah big market, tapi how to the challenges of Indonesian regard to access the first market of scale halal in the ASEAN. Apa kiranya Bapak Wakil Presiden ini sekarang adalah Pak Prof. Prof. Suhaimi, Prof. Yusof, Pak Syamazah adalah Vice Presiden Indonesia sekarang adalah pengurusi daripada halal seluruh production dan service Bapak Haji Ma'ruf Amin. Jadi semestinya ini adalah sebuah opportunity, tapi macamnya Pak Sugeng dah lihat Malaysia lebih awal lagi, tapi jangan takut, dia 30 juta saja, satu profit saja kat sini. Okey, bagaimana Pak Sugeng ini? Boleh Pak Puat, itu 4 pertanyaan untuk 4 orang sekali.
Wah, kita ada masa lebih kurang 15 minit saja untuk menjawab.
Bolehlah injury time tambah 7 minit lah, seperti Ronaldo tak mau cetak gol lah, 5 minit lah injury time lah.
Okay,
jadi boleh 20 minit.
Boleh repeat soalan untuk saya tak, Dr. Tengku?
Repeat pertanyaannya untuk pada Yusof adalah trend of halal in young generation Malaysia. How the phenomena? Apa dia menarik tak pada halal pada Malaysian young generation?
Bagaimana yang younger generation melihat halal ni? Itu soalannya katanya. Ya, Prof Yusof. Silakan.
Di Malaysia, khasnya di Malaysia. Apakah mereka interesting kepada halal bisnis atau yang generation lebih suka kepada K-pop bisnis? Macam mana ni?
Okey, terima kasih Dr. Tengku. I think the Prof Suhaimi is more qualified to answer this question, but I'll try my best. In Malaysia, it doesn't matter whether young Muslims or old Muslims or any age of Muslims, we are very sensitive to halal food. Okay, when we say a non-halal products, then Muslims, whether young or old, we will try our best to avoid. For example, just now there were issues with the cartels trying to imitate the halal certificate, right? So we were very concerned about that. So we are very sensitive about halal food. Unlike other services, for example, I think from the previous research, we found out that Muslims are not very sensitive to impermissible Islamic financial services, for example, insurance or conventional Islamic financial products. We found out that the awareness or the sensitivity towards impermissible financial services is at a low level. They are not very sensitive about the impermissible Islamic financial services, but they are highly sensitive when it comes to the halal food. So there is a great potential for halal industry in Malaysia because Muslims are aware and Muslims are sensitive, and I think they are willing to go to war in terms of getting the halal food. I think Prof Suhaimi is more qualified to answer that question. Okay, Prof.
Okay, Prof Suhaimi boleh tambah insyaAllah. You can add to it.
Yes, we have only about 60% Muslim in Malaysia. Yeah, correct. Prof and it's about only 60% from about 30 million. So yes, guaranteed market is of course 60%, and another 40%. I can say that they not reject totally halal. The demand is growing. Yeah, there's no sentiment so far, as I know. There's no sentiment that the non-Muslim or the 40% they reject the halal product. There's no such kind of sentiment in Malaysia. Yeah, meaning that they accept. And I can share with you my experience when I did my research about 4 or 5 years back. I collect my data from non-Muslim, and face to face, and I can see that they actually they accept and they choose halal product, halal certified product. So when we ask them, they answer simply that because the product is guaranteed, safe, guaranteed clean. So to them, halal certified product is a guaranteed product. So yes, of course, we need to put another effort to make the awareness become bigger and bigger. Okay.
Yeah, continue to the question about how to arrange our standard of ASEAN halal regulation. Therefore, the big market this tend to create together.
Okay. Okay. So we have different standard. Malaysian, we have JAKIM. Indonesia, we have MUI, CICOT, and so on. We have different standard. So far, of course, we cannot accept other standard. Malaysia will not agree that we use Indonesian standard, for example. And the same also goes to Indonesia. Indonesia said no, we will not agree that we only use standard from Brunei. Okay, so that is the problem now, because we have different standard, because of course there are so many reasons. Maybe political reason, and maybe also because of the culture. There's so many reasons why we cannot accept others' standards. So what we need to do now.
Prof, sorry, Prof, sorry. Are there ASEAN halal standard now in ASEAN?
Yes, they try to develop the standard, but until now we don't have any complete one. I understand that we try to have that one, but until today we don't have the complete one. But again, as I said, at the OIC level, we are working on that. So when that is ready, then it is applicable. We can use. I mean, even the ASEAN country can use that one as well.
Knowing a Muslim, it's very hard to get the standard around the world. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Bye.
Okay,
Clear.
Next question.
Okay, I will answer it. Okay. I understand that the trend of customer you compare with the Papua New Guinea, right?
I'm not Papua Indonesia, not New Guinea. Papua Indonesia.
I see. Oh, I see.
Indonesia
Okay.
Not guna New Guinea. How the most non-Muslim customer in Thailand to halal?
Okay. Okay, actually, we as Muslim try to propose or to push halal industry, but there is still objection or protest from some of Buddhist people in Thailand. Actually, they said what for halal? They said the same halal. So some of the so for example CP Charan Pukapan, who export many chicken to Malaysia, for example, they try to have a slaughter person, orang sembelih ayam tu, with the Muslim. But I don't know it is true or not, because they slaughter with the machine. Some of them ship something like that.
Yeah.
Very controversial to the some of the, for example, ZP who supply the chicken. That's why some Buddhist people, they protect, even though some of Muslim MP, member of parliament, try to propose the halal acta or act to the government. I don't know why. Some of the Buddha, they are very what they call cannot accept. I don't know why. Until now, there is no any law about to grant our Islamic financial cooperative. Now we just run by the what they call under the common cooperative like that. But in that practice, we use Islamic or Sharia compliance. Thank you very much.
Okay. Pak Sugeng, you know, I say how to Indonesia, the bigger market, the first in the ASEAN or ASEAN now. Mr. Karena wife president sekarang orang yang menjadi pengurusi halal Indonesia, Pak Sugeng. Oke tuh.
Yeah. Yes, we are realize that there are several challenges in the development of the national halal industry in Indonesia, especially. Among others, occur in three aspects. One, production, two, consumption, and three, the ecosystem. For example, in the production aspect, the utilization of natural resources potential is not optimal yet. The production process is not efficient, and industrial competitiveness is not yet competitive, and producers' literacy is low toward halal. In the consumption aspect, it includes the low level of public literacy toward non-halal products and their derivatives. Meanwhile, the ecosystem aspect includes incomplete halal regulation as well as underdeveloped halal infrastructure and research. That's why Indonesia, inshallah, we have to try, effort and struggle to develop our halal products in the next time. With some ikhtiar, some ikhtiar to strengthen the halal value chain. There are a number of main programs, namely one is a regional halal hub, two halal certification, three halal lifestyle campaign, four investment incentives, and two, five international cooperation. Yeah, to play a big role for the halal industry in the domestic and global market. Indonesia must become a part of the global halal value chain that will pioneer the implementation of trusted halal traceability and halal assurance system. That's all, Prof. Reza. Thanks for the opportunity.
2024, Pak Fuad, 2045, 100 tahun Indonesia. Must be to bersama kita bisa ASEAN.
Inshallah.
Thank you to all presenters for your paper, for your presentation. I think it is a very lively discussion, and we are supposed to have this engagement more frequently to discuss about the halal food, halal finance, and so on and so forth. We know that we have like 1.8 billion Muslim population in the world, but most of them are poor. So what can we do to help them? And we have also a problem in halal certification on food. How to overcome this problem, especially between Malaysia and Indonesia. We are a neighboring country, just about 25 kilometers away, separated by the Straits of Malacca from Sumatra. So this is the time where we have to work together to help each other. Malaysia can buy meat from Indonesia. We can help Indonesia to grow your people's economy, because Malaysia have the potential market of that meat production. So hopefully, Prof. Suhaimi, you will achieve what you are doing now in the OIC conference. Dr. Muhammad, thank you for your presentation from Thailand. And Dr. Sugeng, selamat berkenalan ya. Kita mungkin tak berkenal lagi. Saya kerap
matur nuwun. Prof kata matur nuwun kepada Pak Sugeng. Matur nuwun.
Matur nuwun. Insyaallah
Innal barakata mal jamaah.
Kita akan bertemu insyaallah kepada semua, dan
insyaallah
when we have
tangkap gambar. Itu kena tangkap gambar sebelum tu.
Okay, when we have the opportunity, I will give it back to Pak Reza later. When we have the opportunity, we will try to do these face-to-face where we can meet each other to discuss more. Lebih mudah untuk kita bertemu dan berbincang berdepan ya, berbanding dengan di internet yang kadang-kadang the connection is not that good. Suara hilang-hilang dan sebagainya. So insyaAllah, make doa one day insyaAllah we have the time to meet each other yang harmoni. Mungkin Indonesia boleh jadi hostnya ya, Pak Reza boleh jemput.
Saya sudah suntik COVID 2 kali, sudah.
Oh,
Sudah ini,
saya
sudah.
belum lagi.
Jadi
Ya,
okey.
Malaysia sedang berusaha. Dan kita doakan insya-Allah
Okey.
dunia akan aman dari
Amin.
COVID yang juga
Amin.
insya-Allah.
Amin.
So moga-moga dengan
Amin.
usaha baik ini insya-Allah kita akan bertemu satu hari nanti untuk mencari jalan membantu Muslim di Malaysia, Indonesia dan seluruh dunia umumnya untuk
Amin.
melihat dunia yang lebih aman. Jadi saya tak dapat menyentuh banyak, saya pulangkan kembali. Cuma sebelum saya melepaskannya, there are three factors affecting halal food industry in the world today. One is certification, and then the second is halal logistic, and third one is trade barriers. This has to be looked into. The tiga faktor ini, persediaan halal, halal logistik dan juga kekangan trade ini, perdagangan ini juga perlu dilihat supaya lebih mudah untuk masyarakat Muslim sekarang ini yang tertinggal. Walaupun Malaysia dikuasai oleh 64% Muslim, ekonomi dipegang oleh bukan Muslim. Di Indonesia pun sama, walaupun 80% Muslim, lebih kurang 200 juta, ekonominya dipegang oleh non-Muslim juga. Jadi apakah usaha kita untuk merebut kembali ruang ini supaya masyarakat Muslim benar-benar dapat menikmati makanan halalan thayyibah. Jadi saya serah balik kepada Pak Reza. Terima kasih kerana mengundang saya untuk program pada petang ni. Sekian billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pak Reza.
Salam, very famous moderator from Shah Alam. Ya. Okey, kita akan tangkap gambar kejap. Pak Lino, please. Co-host nak tangkap smile.
Oke. Silakan smile.
Kameranya semua
Kameranya dinyalakan.
Keep smile.
Turn on your camera and smile.
Lagi aba-aba 3 2 1 ya. 3 2 1 gitu ya.
Pak Sarul. Pak Sarul.
Ya. Oke.
3 2 1. Okay, wait a moment for the second layer. Second layer. This is three layer. Okay.
Okay, please.
Please open your camera on. 1 2 3. Okay. The three layer. Wait a moment. Okay. 1 2 3. Okay. For the recording this program, you can see on YouTube channel Priya Linov. Papa Romeo India Yankee Alpha London India November Oscar Victor.
And Ramadan you can see itu web ASEAN Lecturer Committee and Ramadan ya Pak Lino ya. Oke, saya kira kita akan berakhir di sini. Daun sirih, daun kayu. Terima kasih, thank you. See you again. Sayonara, sampai jumpa lagi. Sudah maghrib dekat Jakarta.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Waalaikumsalam
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for all.
Terima kasih semua.
Terima kasih.
Masalamah.
Masalamah. Okay, and